Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the Krewe of Aquarius Parade. I'm Joni Petrie, and I'm here with Stan Gravois, which I'm sure you might notice him from the sports shows on HTV. But anyways, we're in downtown Houma tonight, and we have really good crowds. Stan, what you think about tonight's weather?
The weather is absolutely great. If you remember a year ago, we were freezing for every parade that came along.
I'm talking freezing.
So when we got out the truck just a while ago, it was so nice. The crowd is as big as I've ever seen it here downtown.
We welcome the spring-like weather, and as you can see there, that's Terrebonne Parish Sheriff Vernon Bourgeois.
Yep, we're here right at the beginning of the parade and moving quite along.
Yeah.
I mean, everything has been going good. We got our fingers crossed this year for carnival season.
And there, next to Vernon Bourgeois, you're going to see Police Chief Todd Duplantis also. You probably saw him on your screen earlier. I want to mention those because we appreciate all of our law enforcement that helps out with the safety of everyone who comes to enjoy the parades.
Kind of know it's carnival season when you see those guys in the front of a parade too.
There's the Jerusalem Temple motorcycle escort.
Those guys have the luxury job in there, but here come the nice looking carts and the dune buggies that you traditionally see every year at Mardi Gras season.
Yeah, they do a good job of getting the atmosphere going and getting the kids involved, and everybody just crowds up by the barricades and waits for them to throw them a little bead.
Usually we see the motorcycle unit, but tonight the motorcycle unit, obviously the dune buggies and the motorcycles a little bit different. They don't ride in the same place, obviously, for safety reasons. And the one thing I like this year, Joni, of course, the Shriners don't throw a lot of beads, but when the floats get here, they usually do. And we are protected this year, so we're not going to get nailed so much up here because we actually have chicken wire going around our entire area to call this parade.
And we want to talk about the Krewe itself. The Krewe of Aquarius was founded in 1994 by Tana Marcel and Nancy Carlos. And in their first year, they actually rolled with only 147 members. Now, 17 years later, they stand nearly 300 members strong. That's awesome.
Double.
The Krewe of Aquarius would like to wish everyone in Terrebonne Parish and the surrounding areas a happy and safe carnival season. And to all of our servicemen and women, we continue to keep all of you in our prayers. And they thank you for protecting our country, and they also pray for your safe homecoming. They'd like to thank all of the law enforcement, which we mentioned earlier, for their continued services.
Looking down the street, we could see our first band getting ready to approach. But again, I think we have royalty coming up, right?
We sure do. We have the Past Queens car coming up, and that'll be Miss Bernadette Luke. The Krewe is also very saddened this year with the loss of 3 members in their carnival, which we want to mention and give memory of to them, and that's Miss Cynthia Terrio, Miss Stacy Phipps, and Ashley Kimball. And there you see, there's the Past Queen, Miss Bernadette Luke. Miss Bernadette has been a member of the Krewe for 16 years. She is the float captain of the Party Girls, and she was presented to the Krewe at their presentation dance on February 12th by her husband, Francis Luke. Very beautiful.
Of course, us being at the review stand, I'm sure we're going to see them stop and make toast from time to time.
Her blue dress just stands out on camera. Looks gorgeous. And in the car with her is actually her grandchildren. We're going to mention them. It's Mallory Luke, Kylie Luke, her granddaughters, and her grandson is Cody Luke.
Very good.
And there you see on the screen that's going to do the toast with her is the founders of the group that we mentioned earlier, which is Miss Tana Marcel, and next to her is Miss Nancy Carlos.
She had the bottle. I was wondering if they had the champagne glasses. I thought she was going to go straight out the bottle, but making a ceremonial toast.
You can hear the applause from the crowd as they do their toasting.
Again, the weather is just terrific for a parade. We're probably now in about the mid-60s, very comfortable. And you'd have to imagine that Miss Bernadette Luke is extremely happy about that.
I bet so, because it's a totally different atmosphere when it's really cold. It can be uncomfortable, and Mardi Gras was a little later this year than last year, so still was a possible chance that it could be cold because it actually just ended for us, but turned out really nice.
A couple of weeks ago, this could have been really something, and I imagine with the beautiful gowns and everything that the maids and the queen have to wear, it could be really, really something that would be, especially with bands also, but it's certainly a nice night tonight.
Because you'll see them whenever it's really cold, they have the beautiful dresses on, but then they have to put on a coat.
Correct,
and
to cover
it
everything up. That's right.
And that looks like the Homer Junior High School Band.
Yep, that's the Marching Bulldogs. They're led by Mr. Glenn Dagenhart, and they always do a great job every year. Now, we're going to see some of the bands actually come to the reviewing stand and do a little presentation for the folks up here in the reviewing stand. Let's see what Homer Junior High does.
Which is always a joy.
Yes. Yeah, you know, because everybody along the parade route just gets to see them march on by. We're very lucky because we get to see something that they practice for leading up to Mardi Gras, as they want to please everybody who's up here in the reviewing stands.
They work very hard. I know they put in a lot of time with practices after school, and it's just great to hear them show off their talent.
Mighty Bulldog Band.
I always like to see the parental support they get. You'll see the parents come and walk along the side of their children.
Sometimes as many of them as there are
yeah, you're
members
right.
of the band.
I love how they put the SpongeBob covers on top of
flare
Homer.
pants. Homer Junior High, future Terrebonne High band members. I think we're going to see Terrebonne High a little bit later in this parade also.
Yep, we sure will. And of course, there goes their trailer, which I'm sure they have to pull behind to hold all that equipment.
Some of these trailers are nice works of art, man. They have good stuff on it, so they a joy to kind of see too. But won't be long before we're going to see the Queen's float coming down the road. But there you go, Homer Junior High's band
You can see
trailer.
a little bit of the people in the reviewing stand on the corner.
That's a
right
nice
there
shot.
also.
You're right. You can see everybody who's right across.
And you can actually see, we didn't mention earlier, is that the crowds by the barricades, a lot of people showed up tonight in downtown Houma for the Krewe of Aquarius. And there you see on the screen right now is the Queen of Aquarius, the 17th, and that will be Miss Gwen Arsenault Ross.
It's got to be a thrill. It's got to be a thrill.
It is, and she's been a member of the crew for 8 years. She is a member of the Roadrunner float, and she's married to Lanny Ross. They've been married for 2 years. Gwen has 3 children, Kim Small, Donna Landry, and Chad Arsenault. She also has 8 grandchildren, and she's employed at State Farm Insurance.
Obviously, this is her night. Now she gets to the reviewing stand. This is something special. We were speaking before the parade. It's our understanding that Aquarius doesn't have the traditional tableau that everybody else has. So this is obviously the big thing for them.
Exactly.
Coming
this is
up,
their one event.
This is the event.
I'm sure they have lots of other things that go on during the
there
year.
There is no crew in Houma that doesn't have things that go on. It's a year-round thing.
They don't have the tableau the night before like
that's
some of the
exactly
crews.
right. Here she comes as she's pulling up to the reviewing stand. Nice float.
And the pages of the crew are actually Dominic Arsenault, 7 years old, son of Chad and Jenny Arsenault. We have Alexis Brunet, 12 years old, daughter of Brian and Melissa Luke. We have Dagan Boisan, 5 years old, son of Lena Boisan. And we have Brianna Sheremy, 6 years old, daughter of Danielle and Dean Sheremy.
We were talking earlier where we heard the Age of Aquarius song. It's playing now. Maybe that's why we've been hearing it whenever the Queen comes up to the reviewing stand.
Beautiful, beautiful crown.
They got the boardwalk hooked up.
It's kind of neat too because the way the crew chooses their queen is by having a king cake pre-cut into the amount of nominees running. Then Those nominees choose a piece of paper with a number on it out of a bowl. They get the corresponding number that is on the pre-cut cake, and whichever piece of cake has the crown in it is the queen.
Very neat.
The runner-up is the one with the mask in it. And this is Miss Gwen's 6th year running for queen.
So obviously she didn't get that mask in the past, and she got it. Very good.
So that's a neat way of choosing the queen.
Well, I got to tell you, I can guarantee you one thing. That crown wasn't in a king cake. That is a major crown.
And there you see Parish President of Terrebonne Parish, Mr. Michel Flaudet. He will be entering the float to present the queen with the key to the city.
It's a very busy time for him. Let's see if, I know he's got a mic.
We'll try
Hopefully,
to listen in.
yeah, we'll get it
Hopefully
through
we
the
can
speaker.
capture the audio of this. I'm gonna have to try to get one of those one day to
Testing,
teach
testing.
the city.
Yeah.
On
Name in
behalf
for
of
that
the
king
city
cake.
of Homa and the parish of Terrebonne, it gives me great pleasure to present this key to our great city and our great parish to Queen Aquarius 17, Gwen Ross. May you and happy reign.
There we have it.
So much.
Miss Gwen Arsenault Ross,
Okay, I think we'll do it.
Queen of Aquarius.
Don't worry about that.
Traditionally,
Thank
there's
you.
going to be a lot of photo opportunities for her here,
Oh
too.
yeah, as always.
You
They
mentioned
worked so hard for the event. Lots of pictures to take. Keep those memories. Then of course
And
she'll get
now,
to ride next year.
To Queen Aquarius 17. May she have a long and happy reign. Hear, hear.
There we go. There's the toast. His mic was kind of cutting in and out. Hopefully everybody got to hear that.
I think he figured out how to use it a little bit after. He was kind of close to it, but it's very nice to have the sound system where everybody who's around the review is cutting out on her as she's trying to speak.
It's on. Just leave
think
it.
it's
Don't
good.
push
Yeah.
the button. Okay.
We'll listen in.
I want to thank you for making this possible. Serving. And on behalf of Aquarius, I would like to present you with these tokens.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. Thank everybody. I guess I can take this, huh?
Yes, you can.
Thank
And
you
it's
so
just,
much.
well, look, and I enjoyed it. You want to keep this here? Or you
There
want me
you
to
have it.
have
If
them
you
put it
couldn't hear, she was
inside for you?
basically thanking everyone for supporting her as Queen of Aquarius and also thanking Parish President Michel Flaudet. That dress is beautiful.
Very nice. And
The
this-
pages get a little break. This is the time where they
Yeah,
can
usually
get
they
off
s-
the float. Some
usually-
of them are still on right now, but a few of them will go take a break.
they,
Probably get them a little snack.
they
something to drink,
scuttling to the restroom. You're right.
and get back on. They're so cute.
Two of those guys are ready to move on. Another toast. And roses.
Ooh, red roses. Those are pretty. Always lots of gifts. We want to mention the pages again. That's Dominic Arsenault, Alexis Brunet, Dagan Voisin, and Brianna Cherami.
Range from 6 to 12 years old. Dominique 7, Alexis 12, Dagan is 5, and Brianna is 6 years old. you know, and this is something for them they'll never forget. Well, I can remember back in the day, the safety measures were just not as good as they are now, where they strap those kids in and everything's safety, and they're not going to take off until they're totally safe with everything. Up, a change of heart. I don't think he wanted to go to the restroom initially, but decided, you know what, I better go now. Of course, they're pretty much on their last leg, I'd imagine, right down the Barrow Street, and then they'll be turning in for their last home stretch.
Town Hall. Oh, there's a cute shot.
Unfortunately, didn't have the name of some of them going up, but we assume family members. For a time reference, this parade takes off, I would imagine, around 6:30 from the Southland Mall, and got here in fairly good time, right after 9 o'clock. And again, you know, on a night like tonight, nobody's stressed out.
I don't
it's so
think it
beautiful.
matters,
It
huh?
didn't matter. You know, in past years when it was freezing, you kind of wanted it to get here, but tonight it's just a really nice night, and let's hope it stays this way for the next couple of weeks.
I'm pretty sure some of the other crews that'll roll next weekend are hoping for the same
I
weather-like pattern.
I agree, and I think we are in mild weather. I understand it may get a little cooler, but it's been very nice. Good Lord smiled upon everybody this weekend. And I think she's ready to roll, but then again, you have to wait for the one young man to get back up there. Oh, there's some more. Obviously somebody that she's very close to. Photo opportunities.
And I'm sure once this is over, they start all over again, working hard for the next season, and she'll be the past queen next year, and so there'll be some more photo opportunities, but
I guess
lots of work that people don't realize that's involved in this.
These crews get bummed out a little bit after Mardi Gras is over because it's what they build up to, but they start to have fun again right after, and you know, with all of the float parties and such. And again, Krewe of Aquarius been around since 1994, so their 17th rolling of this parade. Queen Aquarius XVII. Hope we didn't lose a page anywhere. It's been a while.
It's amazing to see the history, though, of the members, the quantity, starting off with 147, and now you're up to 300 members.
Well, in 17 years, they've doubled. Well, actually, a little bit over double, but doubled their membership. And it goes to show down here how much people enjoy Mardi Gras and how much they enjoy the season. And obviously, a crew that is growing. And I got to tell you, I've done a few parades here, and I haven't seen it as deep with people as obviously the City Club right here has probably 5 and 6 deep along the barricade. So really a good turnout tonight.
And you know, you have some people who actually, they'll catch it twice.
That's right.
They'll start off, you know, closer to the mall, and then once it passes, they'll head out and try to catch it on this side as well.
Well, I'll even add to that. My wife and family went over by the mall, saw it, went eat at Chili's, and now we're coming back to the end.
You have time to
go
eat and everything.
You have time, so it's double the fun, double the fun. I think we strapping them in. There we go.
Well, I guess if you ride, it gives you the, you know, double the opportunity to collect beads and
That is correct.
And to get some more throws for yourself. Or a lot of people know someone that rides and they collect and they hand it off.
Doing a good job of making sure all of those kids are safe.
And I believe we have 17 floats tonight.
Yeah, 17 floats. If
Yes.
I'm not mistaken, 3 bands. You'll see Terrebonne High coming up. You'll see Oaklawn Junior High coming up. And of course, leading off the parade tonight was Houma Junior High, so 3 bands. And to get the lights back on, the young man who is driving his truck, and I'm sure he'd be quite happy that I called him a young man. He started up the generator, so they're going to be on their way again. Which means we'll have the DJ up here in the reviewing stand, I'm sure, getting cranked up just a little bit also.
Which, by the way, is T&M Sounds of Thibodaux, Louisiana, 665-2161.
The Age of Aquarius. Maybe that's what Danny heard it at. The Age of
There
Aquarius.
she goes. Queen of Aquarius, Miss Gwen Arsenault Ross, the 17th. And our second float, as you'll see, will be our Maids float.
I still like the way they chose the queen. That's very unique. I like that. It gives everybody an opportunity.
And we'll go ahead and start mentioning our maids, which they will stop to toast also, but we'll talk about them. First, we have Miss Gia Holcamp. She is a member of Christine Contravan's float, the Cajun Queens, and she has been a member of the crew for 3 years. We have Amy Foray. She is a member of Bernadette Luke's float, the Party Girls. She's been a member of the crew for 4 years. We have Gaynell Wilson. She's a member of Wendy Dufran's float, a member of the crew for 5 years. And last, we have Kimberly Aucoin, who's a member of Nicole Crochet's float, the Carnival Cuties, and she's been a member of the crew for 7 years.
4 maids, and I know they do the traditional toasting too, so they'll stop at the reviewing stand. The only thing is, I don't think they actually put out the walk for them. I think they just toast.
And their outfits are actually very unique.
Yeah, they kind of
Different colors. and-
different colors. It's all kind of the same, but not the same. All have that medieval look.
Yeah, it does. Purple and red, brown, and then the other one looks like a deep raspberry.
Now, all of them obviously have loved ones up here on the reviewing stand, and they're exchanging gifts.
You can
And
see one of the little
children.
kids. Somebody's lifting her up so she could reach. It's so cute.
Again, when you think of the time and dedication that goes on throughout the year for these guys to do this, it's got to be a special time for them.
The flower shops must do pretty well, pretty
Yes.
good for Mardi Gras.
I agree.
You always see the pretty flowers coming out. We have lots of people in the reviewing stand. Earlier, the DJ had the music cranked up, and you could see them dancing and having a great old time.
They do. I think they have as much fun as probably the ladies who are riding in the parade tonight. Obviously, the husbands up here for all of these maids and poor queens, past queens.
And they get, I'm talking, bombarded with beads and throws. That trailer's usually full.
It's coming
There
as
you
they
have
move
it.
on.
Our 2011 maids for the Krewe of Aquarius was Gia Holcamp, Amy Foray, Gaynell Wilson, and Kimberly Aucoin. Heading off. And there's the C107 KCIL van. Today's best country.
I see George Strait, Kenny Chesney.
like we have some more dune buggies passing right now.
Yeah, that's also from the Temple Shrine, but that's the Plata Temple Shrine.
Plata Temple Shrine buggies.
They are members of the Temple Shrine. We didn't see the motorcycles in this parade, but lots of dune buggies.
And there's our first float, which will be King Kong, float number 3. The Road Runners. This is the Queen's float, the float captain and president of the crew, which is Tammy Malbrew. The float has 4 board members and 3 charter members, and this is the float's 17th year with the crew.
Very
so
good.
it's been with them the entire time, actually.
Yeah, and these people make friends. I mean, this is year-long friends, year-long parties that they have, and this is usually when we have to kind of duck and watch ourselves, because when the floats come, they have fun.
And I have to say, King Kong has probably been one of my favorite movies. New and old.
Yes.
Gotta love King Kong.
They all have their own sound system.
They are going after it, too. Yeah, you get to hear all different styles of music. Each
That's
float
right.
has their own style.
That's right. It's amazing how tall these floats are.
And they moving pretty quick.
They are going quick.
Nice gold outfits with all their wigs.
Good to be in the reviewing stand.
Yeah, you're right. There's the Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office vehicle with Joe H. Jr. And moving right along, we have float number 4, Cafe Du Monde. Boy, that sounds good
That
right about
sounds
now.
Very good.
And that'll be the Party Girls. The float captain is Bernadette Luke, the past queen. Co-captain is Kay Bunn. Maid Amy Foray is a member of this float. It's the float's 14th year with the crew.
Now we saw Bernadette Luke earlier as she
Yes,
was the past
we sure
queen.
did.
I wonder if she kind of misses being on that float a little bit, but
I
she'll be
wonder.
back on it next
Yeah.
year. She'll be back next year. Beautiful float. Think they're throwing beignets off
Oh, I
of that
was
float?
about to say, I hope they are. We can remove the top of this for that.
I would do that. You're right. Nice and soft.
And they're all dressed in white.
Really nice floats, done well. Yeah, they kind of look like the folks who work over at Cafe Du Monde.
I like their sunglasses.
Man, it's good to
Oh,
be
yeah,
in the
here we
reviewing
go with the
stand.
beat.
They are going to get loaded up down here. Enough for these people probably to throw next year.
And let me tell you, they were
They
out and
are
about
throwing.
today. I
Yes,
know
they
you had
were.
to have seen them. They were on the streets
Oh,
today.
I think the stamina that these crew members have in all of these crews is unbelievable. To go from early in the morning on these party buses riding around till late. Probably going to be up partying after this parade's over too.
I wonder if we're going to have a DJ battle coming up. This is DJ Carol White.
But that is a serious looking DJ vehicle. I don't know how else to describe it as a DJ vehicle. I guess if you have a party, he could just drive right up into your living room.
I'm sure. Big disco ball right there, huh?
Oh, this might win the DJ contest. This is kind of making my insides rattle a little bit.
You're not sure that's your heartbeat, huh?
No, he's got the smoke and everything going. So.
I think the lift's rocking.
Yeah, so too.
There we have float number 5, Super Bowl halftime show. The Creole ladies, the float captain is Elizabeth McElroy, and is the float's 5th year with the crew tonight.
I can't wait till it gets a little closer to us just to see what this is about. Super Bowl halftime show. I wonder if it's going to be this year, the Black Eyed Peas, or a couple of years ago, maybe the Janet Jackson faux pas, but it looks like a dome in the front. Do you realize 1 year ago tomorrow, Hyacinthians rose actually tomorrow, and that was when we were celebrating the Saints being in the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Now, obviously, Mardi Gras is later this year, so it doesn't, but they
Then
had
you
to
were gonna
actually
have to
roll
decide.
early in the morning. Right.
You were going to go to the parade or watch the game.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Super Bowl halftime show. I think they make no bones about it. This is a Saints fans float right here.
The Creole ladies.
Hey, almost. Somebody's trying to go through the net. I feel really bad for the folks on the other side because a lot of the ladies will throw it to this side just because of the reviewing stand.
Yeah, that's true. And bags at a time.
Bags out of time.
Who dat?
They
There's
have
float number 6. Cooking up Cajun. The Mardi Gras Chicks. The float captain is Mary Fungi, and this is the 11th year with the crew. Ooh, you see that crawfish in that pot?
That is very nice. These floats are really beautiful. Especially the Monaco on the front of each float is done extremely well.
I don't know if I'm liking this, though. They're making me hungry.
Yeah, everything that has come through that has been. Well, when you think of food in South Louisiana, after Cafe Du Monde and then seeing this coming up.
And ball crawfish. That's what we known for. Our great cooking.
I like the crawfish tops on the ladies on the top of the float. That's nice. I like that.
Oh, that is cute.
Hula hoops, that's a new one. I've not seen a throw of a hula hoop before.
I've seen some things in this lift. Macaroni and cheese.
That's a new one too.
Pickles.
Pickles.
Last year I saw a can opener.
Is that right?
That is right.
She is doing a good job.
Actually, I didn't see it. I felt it.
And maybe sometimes the most important thing is the record truck.
Yes, indeed.
We know that sometimes in the parades you can have a holdup, and if it wasn't for these guys being smack dab in the middle, you wouldn't get them out and moving on near as fast.
And sometimes they get them to blow that horn, and it is so loud.
Oh, they'll probably do it here.
I'm wondering. Oh, look, the little boy sleeping.
Oh, he's not going to do it.
He's probably not going to do it. I would
That's
hope
right.
not. It would scare him, huh?
Well,
There's our Cellucre guys
I was going to
with
say,
their
I got
umbrellas.
so much respect and appreciation for these guys
So
to walk
much
that,
energy, huh?
Yeah, to walk that whole route. Of course, they got a little go-go juice. There's no doubt about that. But they have a great time, and they mingle with the people in the crowd. It's really a nice situation.
They have a lot of rhythm, too. A lot of them, they not just walking, they dancing and cutting up. And they do that for the entire route. Amazing.
Only problem with that is you'll personally get people coming up and begging you for beads. So I guess you have to do that the whole night. But I guess some of these guys also have a lot of the ladies that'll come out and ask them for beads.
I say this every year, but I can't help it. That car always reminds me of Ghostbusters.
It is definitely the Ghostbusters car. I'm just curious to see if they did anything else to it. From year to year, they always do a little bit something different to it. I'm curious to see.
They have lots of them tonight.
Yeah, this is maybe the most I've seen. I also see a box on the back of the car. I'm trying to maybe figure out what that thing's for. I'll bet you they have their own restroom that they carry around with
Did you
them.
know that Hercules is actually, Cellucrae is Hercules spelled backwards, but with a Y?
And what do you know the story of that? Is these guys who were in Hercules at one time and they just did this?
I don't know the story, but I know that's the catch to the name. It's Hercules spelled backwards, but with the Y.
Well, you're right. That is the Ghostbusters car. The interesting thing about it is somebody did some pretty good artwork, and obviously somebody's a pretty good mechanic just to keep that thing running.
Yeah.
With a generator on the top. All right. The little black thing in the middle kind of looks like from Animal House when they had the Animal House car there.
The Sophisticats.
Sophisticats. I think we got a little hold up ahead why things are slowing down. And I got to tell you, Joni, when I initially looked over there and saw that the float that had passed us earlier has stopped right down the road, I saw a red light and I was thinking, oh, they stopped for the signal light down there.
No. That would be hilarious,
That
though.
would be something.
Somebody notices you down there.
I think they notice you, Joe. A whole lot of people noticing me too much. But those guys are having a terrific. They don't care if the parade stops, if it's moving. They're going to have a good time. And they actually have people coming out just to take photographs of it. Can you imagine somebody from up north that has never been to Mardi Gras seeing these guys marching around and doing what they do?
I'm sure this is shocking to some people who've never been to a Mardi Gras
I would
parade.
imagine it would be. I would imagine it would be.
But you got a lot of people that I didn't realize that come from out of state
I agree.
to experience a Mardi Gras parade.
Well, my son's fiance is from Mandeville, and she was down in Houma, and she did not realize that Mardi Gras is what it is. Obviously, you know, you started all off with Hercules, but once Hercules gets going, you got a parade just about every weekend
It
night,
is, yeah.
all the way leading up to Fat Tuesday.
Friday actually starts it off with Hercules, and then it's the next weekend after that, and it just goes right into Monday with Cleopatra and then Homus on
And
Mardi
it's
Gras
a big
Day.
route, the route on the west side of Houma and the east side route. It packs on the east side route.
It does.
It's just a lot of people who come out and support Mardi Gras in our area. And there they go, they're moving on now. I can see down the road that the light has turned green.
If they had to do that, we'd be in serious
We'd
trouble.
be in bad trouble. We'd be in bad trouble. Because this is a long route. You know, when you're going all the way from the Southland Mall all the way down to Town Hall, it's a good long route that allows people to line up and see it. If you want to see this thing, you're not going to be in an area that's so populated that you can't even move. Yet it does take a while for the entire route
It
to
does,
go by.
and you know, this isn't the end. Once this is over, normally they have an after party, most of the crews.
That's
so,
right.
I mean,
That's
this
what
goes on
These
through the
folks,
night.
these folks who ride the night parade, for all they do on the party buses all day long, it's unbelievable, unbelievable.
I would say for most of them, it takes them to the wee hours of the morning, and they probably out for half the next day.
That's right. Now, I didn't realize that. I was looking actually on our agenda. I didn't realize that the Sophisticrats had their own little,
Their own little bus, huh?
yeah, their own little vehicle. I hope that bus makes it till the end of the parade.
And there's float number 7, Football Pioneers. It's the ladies of Mardi Gras, and the float captain is Wendy Dufran. May Gaynell Wilson is from this float, and it's the float's 7th year in the crew.
So and I'm assuming obviously these floats, once they get their members of the floats, these groups stay together and ride together year after year. Very nice. Again, it might be pioneers of football, but this is based around the Saints. And ironically, the first lady I see is wearing a big number 88, Jeremy Shockey. She's going to have to get rid of that one because he's no longer around.
Wardrobe change, huh?
Yep. Whoa, that's a nice
there's a
throw.
football.
That was a nice throw. I think some of them don't see that we have this mesh in front of us, so they kind of give it a shot.
Yeah, a lot of times they have those masks on, and they probably can't even tell. And then it just bounces off, and somebody in the reviewing stand gets it.
That's right. That float through. They unloaded, I'll tell you. Moving right along. The one thing about this one is once the floats come along, they really come along quick.
And there we have float number 8, Chinese Dragon. This group's called the Mixed Nuts, and the float captain is Nancy Leday. They also have one past queen, Jennifer Harrison, and this is the float's 3rd year with the crew.
Interestingly enough, there's no specific theme going out through all of the floats. You know,
No,
you
you
have
have a
one that's
mixture.
crawfish, one that's, but the floats are all very, very nice floats.
And it's nice too because they have a breeze going.
Yeah, it's not like it's a hot night, but it's certainly not a cold night. And I assume Southland is taking care of all of the trucks that are pulling these floats through here, as I've seen all Southland trucks coming through.
And actually following this float will be our next band of the night.
This guy, the guy driving the truck right now is making absolutely sure that they can get all of the beads they want to get out to the reviewing stand. He's actually come to a stop, although the parade is still moving along well.
I'll tell you what, you have to be good to do that, huh? To maneuver that float with the truck and just
I agree.
watch
And
the side. You got people reaching.
he actually pulled
through the
in a little bit.
barricades.
Yeah, he pulled in a little bit to get a little closer to the reviewing stand.
Because I've seen sometimes they'll take too wide of a turn and then they kind of got to fix themselves and adjust it so they can get through.
We got coming up there. Yep, you're
Oh,
right.
This
it's
is
on
Oak Lawn Junior High School. And they're under the direction of Eric Salman.
Eric Salman, band director, and you cannot mistake the parents. The parents got the brightest yellow shirts on I may have ever seen walking on the side. Let's see if they do something here in front of the reviewing stand.
And they're the Tarpons, right?
They are the I am an alumni of Oak Lawn Junior High.
I went to Oak Lawn too.
I think in the 8th grade I was in the band at Oak Lawn. Ooh, that was a long time ago.
Ooh, I like the flags. Like that pretty royal blue with the stripes of lime green.
A good sized band, really, because this is really a middle school now. It used to be a junior high, true junior high, but now it's basically a middle school. Got a good sized band.
We'll listen in. It sounds like they're going to play a little something as they pass.
I'm going to assume at the very tail end of the band, that's the dance team and the cheerleaders. Although the cheerleaders have about as many people as what the dance team does.
I'm telling you, good group.
Looks like we got a security detail before our next float comes along. Look, boy, you could see the crowd. We're looking at the monitors now.
Yeah,
I'm
there's a
telling
good
you, in the
shot for the
courthouse,
crowd.
in front of the courthouse, and
Look how
across.
far back that goes.
I don't know if I've ever seen it this deep, but once again, the weather is
I was
so
about to say,
beautiful.
I have to say the weather must be a factor in that.
It's got to, because it's nice. It's just a nice day to come hang out in the courtyard, and then a parade passes by, you know?
Convenient, huh?
Yeah, very convenient. Oh, I like this next float. This is a good-looking float.
Ooh, that's the Bug's Life. Down South Divas. The float captain is Trudy Turner. She's also a board member, and it's the float's 4th year in the crew.
Yeah, but I like that Hornets big old giant mascot out in the front of it. That looks really good. Like I said, a lot of these floats are done extremely well. How many floats did we say they had?
17.
17 floats.
So a little over halfway.
Yeah, they have their own DJ service on this one. They're having a good time. And they did it smart. They turned the speakers in towards them. So they're getting the music. Okay, they're having a pretty good time on that float.
They're throwing some good stuff.
Yep, that's what I've been looking at. Ever since you talked about the dill pickle and stuff, I've been trying to see if I see anything new coming out of here.
Trying to look for a box of macaroni?
Macaroni, a can opener, you know, something. More dune buggies coming along. And we'll see if we can catch who that is as they get a little bit closer. Man, I'd love to have one of those things.
Those are so nice.
Reminds me of Speed Buggy when I was a kid watching cartoons. They're all
be able to drive one of those, huh?
just to have.
Just go down the street.
That's right. They're actually all kind of turning into the reviewing stand now as they're going to try and get a little closer. I actually wish they'd back off just a little bit so maybe we could get exactly what club they come from. I really would like to have one of those just for fun.
Oh, that purple one's cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
There's float number 10, Majestic Entertainers. It's the Cajun Queens. Float captain and board member is Christine Contravant. Maid Gia Camp is from this float. They also have one past queen, which is Laura Milford. And then it's the float's 17th year with the crew.
So they've been here since it
Yep,
started.
quite a few of them that's been in here since it started.
And I imagine the more people they have involved with the crew, the more floats they're going to have.
I'll tell you what, the artwork is amazing.
Yeah, you know, this
I wish
is
I
as
could-
good as I've seen in a few years
I could do
as
that.
far as the stuff on the float. The one thing is there's no common theme throughout all of them, but especially the moniker in the front of each float is done extremely well. But there you can see that's really beautiful.
You can hear their system really
They
good.
have a good sound system. Theirs is for everybody. I can't imagine how much throws they have on these floats for just what they're throwing right here to make this whole route without running out.
Yeah, I bet it's a lot. I'd like to know, like, what's the weight limit on the floats?
I
like,
agree.
How much you can actually carry
When they
before
go
it
and load
just
those
exceeds
floats,
the limit.
I would like to know exactly. You're right. You wonder why these floats break down, but
Yeah.
obviously that is it.
And there's the Terrebonne High School band.
Terrebonne led by band director Vaughn Luquette.
They also have lots of members tonight.
Yeah, Terrebonne's a very good band, do real well on a yearly basis. They usually go to Disney World. Now, I understand this year they're not, but they'll be going back next year. They also are marching next week in New Orleans. I think they're marching in Rex, as a matter of fact, in New Orleans, and very good band. I'm telling you, the artwork on these things is extremely nice too.
Nice crisp sound, huh?
They've done real well in competitions and marching festivals, got ones when they went on in their category. Usually in the spring festivals, always do well. Vaughn Luquette does a good job with the band. And we saw the feeder school earlier, Houma Junior High, so we got to see the younger kids who are going to be going on to Terrebonne just a little bit earlier in the parade. Look at the crowd, look at the crowd.
Hands in the air.
Till the day you die, when you see that, you'll always know you are around Mardi Gras. Just the hands in the air. That would be a great silhouette for a t-shirt and such.
There's float number 11, Court Jester with the Unique Gals. Float captain and vice president of the crew is Kathy Estes. They also have 2 charter members, and this is the float's 10th year with the crew.
Very good. I assume that every year they're the Unique Gals, so if they're on float number 12 next year, or 15, or 2, or whatever, they'll still be the Unique Gals, right? Our sheriff kind of slowing things up a little bit down here. Another nice float. I'm telling you, these floats have been extremely nice. And I thought this year we're probably a little higher than we've been in past because we kind of put the lift up as high as it goes, but we still can't get taller than what the top of these floats are.
Man, that's a good crowd shot.
Yeah, and that float was there for a while, so I guess those people did really well. Court Jester.
You can see because they have all the Jester hats on.
And they get to stick with the Mardi Gras colors, so this is perfect for these guys. Nice thing is, after this parade tonight, they get to go on and enjoy the rest of Mardi Gras and catch all the other parades, too.
Oh, somebody's got some hats to throw. You see them in her hand?
Yep, she's waiting. I wonder if she's trying to pick somebody out with that thing.
I don't know, but when people see that kind of stuff, they go crazy.
Yes, they do. I'm sure she was saving it for the review and stuff, too. It's hard to believe all of the sound systems are now built into the floats. I mean, we've come a long way. And here he comes, nonstop, Joni, number
Float
12.
number 12, Knights of the Round Table, the Yaya sisters. The float captain is Marlene Vigi. The float is riding tonight in memory of Stacy Phipps, who passed away just in the last month. And this is the float's 7th year with the crew. Knights of the Round Table.
They're kind of reserved until they get close to this reviewing stand, then they really let it all out.
You could see one of them has a big stuffed worm on the other side. She's got it wrapped around her neck.
As they were approaching the reviewing stand, I was going to say they're a little bit mild on this one, then all of a sudden they just started cutting loose.
Normally the small children are more likely to get those stuffed animals because nobody can turn a little kid down.
That's exactly right. That's
especially not a baby.
That's exactly right.
And that was the K-Rock band, 106.3.
106.3 Sunburst Media. I know them well because on Friday nights I'll do high school football on 106.3 and on ESPN radio. So I've actually seen the inside of that band.
You did?
Looks better on the outside.
Float number 13, Mardi Gras Pass, the Wild Things. The float captain and parade captain is Cheryl LeBlanc. The float has 2 board members, 1 charter member, and 2 past queens, Melissa Wyman and Karen Fungi. This is the float's 16th year with the crew.
This has got to be the biggest float. It also has at least, it looks like what, 20-something members on the float. And they have the loudest.
A lot more women than some of the ones I saw on the other float.
Oh yeah, this is a full float.
That bottom row is full. The bottom level.
They have a lot at the top too. They are also throwing more than anybody else. This is a float that's having a good time.
You can see at the bottom, there's a lot of them, and look how close they are to each other. The top, they're a little more spaced out. I wonder if they have like an assigned space on the float. Like once it's theirs, it's theirs.
Well, I know they're supposed to be semi-tied down to a spot, but it doesn't look like anybody's tied down.
But like, I wonder if they stand in the same place every year, like
oh, I see
their
what you're
space.
saying. That's I wouldn't know. And I do have family who ride in some of the parades, but it's something that I never inquired about. But you're right.
I bet so. I bet once
That
they
way
have
people
that
know
space,
where
yeah.
you're at, and from year to year they can find you wherever you're at. ESPN van just passed by, 1490, ESPN, KJIN 1490, and I get used to saying that because of high school football. Enjoy doing it there. Also seen the inside of that van. The inside of that van actually looks better than the outside.
There's float number 14, Matadors, the Stray Cats. The float captain is Dawn Marcel. This carnival season, this float has lost 2 members. Miss Cynthia Terrio, we mentioned earlier, whom was the float captain and a member of the crew for 12 years. She is also the mother of float captain Dawn. The second member lost from the float was Ashley Kimball. Tonight's ride is in memory of the 2 beloved ladies. This is the float's 14th year with the crew.
That's kind of sad, you know, and I'm sure that the entire route they're thinking about their friends. I'd like to get some of these things they have on the front of the float, like this bull's head. I don't know what I'd do with it, but
That
I'd
thing
like
is
to.
huge.
I'd just like to have it, maybe put it in my front yard or something. I don't know.
I don't think think my dog would like it too much.
No, that is a scary looking bull's head, I will say that.
Whoa, look at that one. Float number 15. Another one of my favorite movies, Jaws.
Very good. That is nice looking too. That in the front yard will scare a few people.
And this is the Masquerade Madams. The float captain is Connie Parr, and it's the float's 4th year with the crew.
Nice float. Got lights on the front.
They should play the theme song for Jaws.
Yeah,
huh?
the entire way.
Dun-dun-dun. I don't know what it is exactly, but you know when Jaws is coming because you hear that music.
You know, through the entire route they have a good time, but it's fun to see them coming down a little further down where they're a little bit more reserved, and as they start getting towards this reviewing stand, they start going and digging down deep to start getting stuff to throw.
Oh, look, they even have a shark on the vest,
Oh, very
on their
nice.
outfits.
Like I said, the painting on the side of these floats is really nice.
That's neat.
I think the top of this float's having the funnest time.
And there's float number 16 right behind it with Smokey the Bear, the Peppermint Patties group. The float captain is Leslie Odimont, and this is the float's 10th year with the crew.
So question, Joni, if you had your choice of riding at the bottom or the top, what do you choose?
Oh,
More interaction with the people at the bottom, but then if you want to just do your own thing at the top, nobody bothers you.
probably the top, I would think.
Just don't fall out.
Yeah, you're right. Smokey the Bear has a fish in his mouth, huh?
This is a pretty big crew too. They got a lot on this float also.
I think this is the loudest I've heard the music from the float.
Again, my insides are rattling on this one.
Second to last float.
Oh, that was a good shot. She almost
Yeah.
did in the thing right there.
There's the last float, float 17, Barnum and Bailey, the Carnival Cuties. The float captain is Nicole Crochet. Maid Kimberly Oakwant is a member of this float. They are also represented by 2 board members, and this is the float's 13th year with the crew.
Chinese Bandits for all you LSU fans who remember back in the day when the defense of LSU was called the Chinese Bandits. It says Barnum and Bailey, but boy, that float has a lot of LSU stuff all over
LSU.
it.
Probably get a better shot as it comes in front of the reviewing stand, but look at the Florida lead with the tiger graphics
back,
in the
that's
inside
very
of it
nice. Very
with
nice.
the tiger eye.
Once again, I can't overemphasize how well the floats have done. They are beautiful floats. And everybody in this had a great time. I have a feeling, we talked about how they doubled in size from 1994 from 147 to over 300 members now. It's not going to be long where they're going to be at the 20 float mark probably in this crew. Shows you how much Mardi Gras is revered around here and how
Which
much
will
everybody
probably
enjoys
mean
it.
more floats. So
More floats.
be more than
That's
17.
Right. That's right. It's going to move up.
You're going to see the fleur-de-lis I was talking about in just a second, if we could stay on this shot.
Very nice. Floats were extremely well.
There you go. There it is. Isn't that neat?
That is neat. That is neat.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the 17th year of the Krewe of Aquarius Parade. We hope that you have a safe and happy Mardi Gras season. Enjoy every parade, and hopefully we'll have some nice weather.
It was fun. It was fun. The weather's beautiful. Great start to a Mardi Gras season between Hercules last night, Aquarius today. The ladies had a lot of fun. The floats were beautiful. It was a really nice night.
Great time, so enjoy the rest of the night. And Stan, we'll see you again.
I'll be back.